That very often question asked, especially by either new people or less experienced people in this market, why is Bitcoin absolutely mooning, but my altcoin bag is still not going parabolic? And why is it lagging so far behind? And a vast majority of that does boil down to Bitcoin dominance. What we're going to do today is we're going to review Bitcoin dominance in a very, very basic view with a chart and with how the cycles work and what you really want to start identifying for the days and the incoming days of your altcoin bag skyrocketing. We have covered this before, but not as in depth. So let's just go straight through it. See you there. Here is the weekly viewpoint of Bitcoin dominance. There's quite a lot going on here, and I'll try and break it down, and then we'll go through how you want to be seeing this market. Well, how you want to be seeing it if you're a bull, and then we can even look at it if you're a bear, but I just don't quite think now is time to be bearish. A couple of things, 2017 to 18, Bitcoin dominance was extremely high, but then there was a lot more inceptions of new coins. The alt market started growing rapidly. New exchanges and big exchanges started being formed. That was basically listing your Ethereums, your XRPs, your Digibytes, XLMs, everything at a massive rate. So that immediately dropped Bitcoin dominance because it was fresh coins, fresh tech, easily accessible to the market and to consumers, and people just bought altcoins. Then what normally happens is when Bitcoin dominance is aggressively low, so really oversold, it is percentages, but let's just call it oversold for this regard. When it's really low, usually Bitcoin starts biting back, and then it can generate what would you call the bear market. So Bitcoin finally has enough. So Bitcoin can still be going up while its dominance is going down, but the altcoins are going up much faster. But the big dog of this market is Bitcoin, and it always will be. So then we head into 2020, 21. There's a load of things that we was looking out for back then. We're looking for, again, them type of double top formations. We're looking at break below structures. And there's just an ample amount of things that we're trying to look for. But we really are trying to identify is that we definitely stay in like a higher low formation. So in this context, there's the high and there's the low. Bull run of 2020, 2021 effectively started there on dominance. So some coins might have had a nice little ride beforehand, and a lot of them didn't. And then again, we head down to the lows of the market, and then the bear market comes, and then we rally all the way up. Now, the good sign here is that there is still a higher low in the market. So the overall trend is still down on dominance, as expected to be. But I'm very, very impressed with Bitcoin dominance actually already. And I'm very impressed with Bitcoin. That's why you're seeing Bitcoin putting in weekly high and after weekly high. Slight concern, there has been a break out of that trend. So dominance at this moment is extremely bullish, which is not exactly great for altcoins. So that's just something that a lot of people need to have patience for. What we want to be seeing is closures below the line. We want to be seeing closures below that trend, dating all the way back from 2017, and maybe something kind of carbon copy of this. So I personally want to be seeing weekly time frames, closing my green bubble here, wishful thinking, and then we can really, really get the party started into alt season. There's two ways of me looking at it going downwards. I mean, because there's so many meme coins out there now and thousands of more utility coins out there, which is true. Can Bitcoin dominance actually fall a lot further than it ever has done? It doesn't mean Bitcoin will be bearish in any way. It just means it will relinquish quite a lot of its market cap for a little while, and money rotates and people take their Bitcoin, put it into altcoins, and then they do what they call the money flow. So we'll go down the market from large caps, mid caps, low caps, and therefore. Is that going to happen? We're going to find out. So what I would be looking at, I would be looking at extreme caution once again in this market when Bitcoin dominance is really low. So let's go into horizontal lows from previous cycles. And then if we did end up breaking below this, it's going to be very parabolic. It's going to be extremely bullish, and every news headline on earth is going to be really, really bullish. But you need to start really, really looking at your portfolio with a lot of caution. In my opinion, and what I'm going to be doing, I will be exiting positions on the way down. So I've been buying a portfolio while it's been up, and then I'm going to start selling a portfolio when Bitcoin dominance is down, just kind of knowing and understanding that at some point the bear market does come and Bitcoin will trigger the bear market the same way Bitcoin triggers the bull run. Couple of things within this as well. I've actually been quite impressed with this market. I did a couple of predictions in 2022, and we were looking at rallies in and around 58 to 60%. And I thought a lot of the alt market would have been absolutely bloodbath for a whole year. And it hasn't been. A lot of altcoins have done really well currently, just not as well as Bitcoin. So they're not having their, praises sang from the mountaintops. But I'm actually quite excited to what can happen to altcoins when we do break key levels. So very, very excited, guys. So now what we're going to do, we're just going to have a little look at the guide, should we call it. So this has been made by ample amount of people. I've done similar ones, but this one is really, really clear to see. So we've got the ones that we want, okay? You want your alt season and you want altcoins increasing, right? So stable increasing or alt season, that's kind of what we're looking for. Stable altcoins, there's your accumulation. You've got time to buy some altcoins. Increasing, you're kind of saying to yourself, oh, have I missed the boat here? Or is there still chance for me to get in? And then increasing fast, what I would say is you really, really, really need to have made your decisions beforehand, because if not, you're going to be FOMO in the market. So Bitcoin dominance on the left, Bitcoin in the middle, and then how the effects on altcoins work. So if Bitcoin dominance is increasing, but Bitcoin is increasing at the same time, that's not good for altcoins. If Bitcoin dominance increases, but Bitcoin is decreasing, that is terrible for altcoins, by the way. So increase on Bitcoin dominance, but decrease in the price. So that goes back to here. The increase on Bitcoin dominance from lows, but Bitcoin's falling, crucifies the market. It just sends it into a bear market. What we're looking for here now is we want to start seeing decreases in Bitcoin. This is kind of where it starts. And we could be looking, well, we're not looking at even that yet. We're probably looking at around here, aren't we? So we've got Bitcoin increasing with its dominance slightly decreasing. So slightly decreasing just in this amber box here. There was an all-time high last week and week before, and there's an all-time high this week, yet the dominance is now lower. The signs are just nearly there, fingers crossed. So that's what we're looking at, and that's how it works in a nutshell. Now, there's discrepancies on this. Some altcoins just won't listen anyway. Some won't get a move on when it's supposed to, and some don't get the memo when the market's supposed to be crashing, and some just move on their own right. But as a whole, that is effectively how the market runs. Something that I have just noticed there as well is two things. We have something called an RSI, and we can still use RSIs on percentages. Much better for price action, but we can use it on percentages. And we have got the RSI break below the 50, starting to try and signal the uptrend, a downtrend, sorry. So whilst we're still in an uptrend, the RSI is trying to signal that it could be going into a downtrend. So that's point one that we need to be taking on board. And now, if we just take a basic trend just here, and draw below, we're at a bit of an apex point. So we've just broken below that trend, so the uptrend, and we've broken below. That's something we really want to be happy about. But then it has just stalled and bounced into this cycle macro downtrend, but holding above it. So we really, really are in the apex point. So we do want to start seeing closures below this trend and then closures below this one. So we're at kind of like X marks a spot type of situation right now. And I guess there is another bearish way of looking at this. We could start drawing what we would call a rising wedge, which I'll put up on here for you now. So you can just see what we expect from rising wedges, especially if we're looking from that real bearish outlook. So if we can really confirm this drop here, we could be looking at altcoins going into the new year, or just into the new year, quite early on in the new year, having a very, very good run. And I hope that clears one of the most asked questions up for you as condensed as possible, because it is asked all the time. Why is my coin or why is my portfolio not growing? But Bitcoin is absolutely skyrocketing. Normally, everyone's told, well, Bitcoin goes up, the alt market goes up. Yes and no. And then that is it explained in a nutshell. So hopefully that information helps. Hopefully you're not going around blind anymore, and you've just got a little bit of a better understanding going forward. I am Fitzo Crypto. Feel free to drop a subscribe, hit the bell button, socials, links are in the descriptions below. And that is it from me. All the best, people. Take care.